The Enfield police officers responded to a reported theft at a convenience store on Elm Street. The clerk said a young girl stole an energy drink. At 2:38 in the morning, Rogers told the officer she was bored, and she did steal the drink.
I'm going to give her a courtesy ride back home and talk to mom and dad. And
Eve was found dead inside her home 1 week later. Eve's stepfather, Anthony Federline, has been charged with her sexual assault. The cause and manner of her death are still pending.
I'm only loving what's real and whatever is fake. Just know that I love to hate it. I guess I'm a hater. My team shoots so good, they can mess up the Lakers. You try to mess up my paper, then I come and key. But first, I'm gonna dress up as Jason.
Tonight shows an interaction between 12-year-old Eve Rogers and police just a week before the Enfield girl was found dead at home.
And your reporter Owen Kingsley is live with what exactly the video is revealing in this case. Owen.
Well, guys, there's a couple of key moments in the more than 20 minutes of video. It's blurred and muted at times, but what we do see is a police officer bringing Eve Rogers back home and speaking with her mother, who seemed confused and said that she had never snuck out of their home before. A theft call in the middle of the night, hardly a unique call for Enfield officers to get, but this one on March 11th was anything but ordinary. The suspect, a 12-year-old girl, who a clerk said had taken an energy drink from a gas station around 2:38 in the morning. This video shows that girl, Eve Rogers, walking alone down the dark street. She tells the officer she was bored and stole the drink. On a phone call with another officer, you can hear his concern growing.
I got to talk to the parents because there's more to it.
He then brings Eve home, where the front door is left open. Eve's mom comes out surprised and confused that her daughter snuck out and stole a drink. The video of their conversation is heavily blurred.
For sure, he admitted to stealing it. It doesn't seem like it's going to be the biggest deal. I just have to figure out what that gas station wants to do. There's an officer out there speaking to them, but more so trying to just understand the situation from the parental point of view of things.
I don't know, she's never done anything like this.
Okay.
She's not allowed out in the middle of the night.
The mom tells the officer her daughter has autism. The officer pays for the stolen drink, and the store declines to press charges. DCF officials told Eyewitness News they were aware of Eve leaving her home alone. A week later, Eve was found dead inside her bedroom. Her stepfather, Anthony Federline, has been charged with sexually assaulting her, and warrants for his arrest show police were looking for evidence of a murder inside the home. Eve's cause of death is still pending. DCF is working with law enforcement on the investigation into Eve's death. Her stepfather, he's due back in court next month. Reporter live in Enfield, I'm Owen Kingsley, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
As usual, I got this post from Instagram, and of course we should be empathetic for this young lady losing her life, but she was 12. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So I was looking in these comments from the Instagram post though, and I noticed something. Y'all know how situations are always justified. When a young black child is done wrong, it's always justified with some false statistics or some just straight up racist narratives, They got me thinking, what if this was a little black girl who this was happening to? How do y'all think it would have went? And if you are quick to say that I have a victim mentality with even bringing this up, that proves my point. And I know that you don't know it. I know y'all are so high IQ that little basic rhetoric, basic little simple stuff like this, y'all not able to understand. But if you still here, listen to this. If a young black girl was going to this store, that store clerk would have called the police, right? The store clerk would have for sure escalated the situation, and the police would have also escalated the situation. I believe both of them would have. White people would be quick to say, she was stealing. Why is she out this late? It don't matter if she was hungry, if she was thirsty or not. The parents should have taught her not to steal. These are things I have seen under posts where black kids have been caught stealing. Also, remember, we in the same country that says Cyrus Belton deserved to die because he ran. Maybe they say if we raise our kids better, then our kids won't go through this stuff, right? And if you're the type of white person who would jump under here real fast and be like, that's victim mentality. Black people commit the most crimes and do all of this and do all of that. So any brutality she would have faced by the police would be our fault, and the police would be justified. Okay, right? That proves my point. I know you too smart and you too high IQ to know, but that would prove my point. Basically, since it's a black girl and black people commit all the crime, a young black girl getting treated wrong would have been justified. And that's the reason why y'all don't understand how Even 1350 just proves that the system is racist. It don't prove what y'all think it do. Again, you have to be an individual with the brain inside of your head to realize this. But I'm coming to the conclusion that a lot of racist people aren't, so I'm gonna leave that there. And now I'm gonna get into these comments. This first comment is a comment that I replied to. And it says, kids causing trouble are genuinely living through trouble. Don't treat them like criminals and try to understand they are victims of their circumstances. Cool. Something that we all know is that black people could use that as an excuse a lot, but we're not allowed to. I want y'all to remember that. The next time you in the comment section or anywhere and you see somebody saying something like this, remember this comment, because it's like they understand. It's just black people not allowed to use that as an excuse, y'all. I'm telling y'all. So I replied to this comment and I said, would you have that same sentiment if you saw a young black child doing the same thing? Again, call it victim mentality, call it whatever you want. As you can see, I commented that a day ago, they haven't replied. Cool. Maybe they don't got time to indulge in victim mentality stuff, right? But nobody can prove me wrong as well. So not saying I can be proved right, but nobody can prove me wrong. We can only go off the dozens of incidents we've seen. Kids do not go out for no reason. Sure, they could be rebellious, but 9 times out of 10, they're rebellious for a reason that usually involves trauma. How often are black people allowed to use this as an excuse after they commit crime? Poor baby. Also, what kind of convenience store clerk calls the cop on a 12-year-old stealing one drink? Get a grip. Just go up to her and say, "Hun, I saw you put that in your pocket. Come back with the money when you get it and don't do it again." Probably because it's 2 a.m. and it's a kid out late. Yeah, who wouldn't call the police? It's a kid running around at 2 a.m. Okay, that looked like it was the same person commenting. Somebody said, "Let me help you out. It's not illegal for 12-year-olds to exist outside." It is illegal for 12-year-olds to exist outside at 2 a.m. if they not on their freaking front porch. What? Let me help you out. It's not illegal for 12-year-olds to exist outside, and involving cops introduces an element of unaccountable violence to all situations. Y'all, this is proof that they know. Somebody said, not even that. Just buy it for her. Also, it's 2 a.m. I wouldn't let her walk out by herself. So sad. Just tell me how many times you've seen them say this under a black kid post that was caught stealing in the store and the police apprehended him. Just tell me how many times you've seen a little black kid in cuffs on any viral post and white people under there saying this stuff like this. Bro, this shit make me fucking sick, bro. Somebody said she got killed from, that. I'm not gonna say that. Somebody said they do worse. I'm assuming she talking about the police by her parent at home, so she was safer outside, unfortunately. Can't argue with that. This is a comment that I gotta highlight because I already liked it. Look what it say. Be real. If it was a different race at that age, you would be saying different. Well, I call cops. Too many kids do crazy things. It's 2 a.m. What am I supposed to do? Let her steal and leave at 2 a.m.? At least he called, but no one knew the devil was at her home. Of course, nobody would have assumed the devil was at her home because it's a white man. Come on, you too bad to be lying on the internet. Somebody said, what? It literally says in the video, boo. Did you hear the end of the video, boo? Another comment I liked. They replying to the comment I just read by Juju. This is true. And not only that, if this was any other race, the cops would have called CPS that night or arrested the child, and had they done it in this case, maybe she'd still be alive. Poor baby. And I really agree with that. Juju responded, definitely good point. I like that comment again. Somebody said, where was this energy with Cyrus? This is what I'm saying, man. I swear to God, bro. Man, I'm gonna get off this. I ain't gonna lie, I'm mad now. I'm gonna get off. But I swear to God, this right here I'm talking too loud now. So y'all telling me every time this happened to a black kid is their fault? We not saying every black kid innocent, but if we can't say every black kid is innocent, we can't say every black kid is guilty. But they won't get that. I'm gonna leave it at that, I just had to speak about this, man. I didn't want to get on. I really didn't want to do this. I promise I didn't. But bro, it's just it's becoming more and more obvious to me. And of course, these are examples that I can use to make my point. So I just had to. I'm sorry, I apologize that it was under these circumstances to that little girl. You know what I'm saying? Fuck anybody else who mad, but I apologize to that little girl specifically that it was under these circumstances that I got to use her death for examples like this. But go under the comments where it's a young black kid killed by the police and tell me if you see the same comments of people being so sympathetic. And I'm going to close it out with that.
I'm only loving what's real and whatever is fake. Just know that I love to hate it. I guess I'm a hater. My team shoots so good, they can mess up the Lakers. You try to mess up my paper, then I come and keep. But first I'ma dress up as Jason.